Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this week's video is based on a easygoing autumn look. I realized that in my last makeup tutorial that I did use a lot of makeup on my face and it was a more heavily inspired makeup look for fall. So this week's video is totally easygoing on the eyes, just a bold lip, something super simple for almost anyone to wear, and it's very, very comfortable to wear in public if you're not one to wear such heavy makeup. And so I'm just going to point out that I did put on my foundation and my concealer. I am not this flawless when I wake up in the morning, so I just wanted to get that out of the way because it is a bit of a hassle now. You guys do know that I use my MAC Studio Fix, my CoverGirl concealer, just to get everything going. But then I will be showing you what I do to my eyes, my lips, and contouring on my face. So let's get started, and before I go, I just want to thank you guys who subscribed to my channel, made me hit 6,000 subscribers. It has been an amazing, I guess, adventure so far on YouTube, and I just really, really want to thank you guys for that and the 200,000 total views. Massive thank you. It has been incredible, but if you do like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, keep watching, and if you like, you can give me some feedback in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy. So first I'm going to prime my lips with EOS just to get them moisturized while we work on the rest of the face. And then I'm just going to go in with any bronzer. I'm just using this bronzer because it goes with my skin tone right now, and I'm going to contour. You can use whatever bronzer you like, the one that's suiting your skin. I never really recommend anything specific because we all have different tastes in makeup. And then taking any darker bronzer or contouring color, just sculpt your cheekbones a bit more if needed. I always like to do a little bit more to emphasize my bone structure because I really don't have any. And of course, as per usual, I'm going to use my MAC Pinch Me blush. This is pretty universal for every season and every skin tone, so I'm just going to put that on the cheeks. To set everything in place on the face, I'm going to go in with the Translucent Powder by NYC using a fluffy powder brush. Just apply that all over the face and it'll set everything throughout the day. I've noticed that this product works really, really well for me. Moving on to the eyes, I'm just going to go with an eyeshadow primer. This one's by CoverGirl. It's actually mixed eyeshadow and primer, so it'll give a good pop of color for when we place our eyeshadows on top. Start off by applying a neutral nude base on your eyelids. Just place it all over. I'm using my Real Techniques brush to do that, and this will be the brush I'll be using throughout the whole video basically. Next, we're going to go for a brown matte eyeshadow color. This one's Primal by Naked Basics 2. And I'm just going to take that and put it into the crease of my eyes. This will give a little more definition, and I'm also going to be creating somewhat of a V shape. This will also elongate the eyes, make them less round. With the same pigment, just flick out the edges. We don't want them to be too rounded. We want to make sure that we are getting that elongated look. So I'm just pulling it out just further out from my eyes, and then I'm just blending very, very slightly with the fluffy brush. And then with the rest of that pigment on that brush, you're just going to sculpt around the eye just to make your, I guess, face more sculpted. And then with the Bobbi Brown Nectar Nude Palette, I'm just going to go for that very matte brown, and I'm just going to define the crease just a bit more. This is a little bit of a different brown shadow, so I thought this would add some nice color. Next, I'm going to take a copper brown. This is called Cover by Naked Basics 2, and I'm just going to put that at the outer corner of our eyes in that V crease just to give some more color, some more definition. We don't want to be too bland, so I wanted to add some different shades of brown because it is autumn. Taking that first brown that we used before, I'm just putting it on a precision brush by Real Techniques, and I'm using that on my bottom lower lash line just to add some definition down there. We don't want to be too bare. course, we can't forget to highlight, so I'm just taking the color Skimp by My Naked Basics 2, and I'm applying that in the inner corners of my eye generously and underneath my eyebrows, just to highlight and make sure that we still look awake. For the eyeliner, I'm going for a more gray-black eyeshadow, nothing too harsh, and I'm just going to be creating a light cat eye with an angled brush. You can use anything for this. This is very optional. I like to define my eyes, and then I'm using that same color with a precision brush just to put underneath my bottom lash line, again, for more definition. After curling your lashes, make sure you use your absolute favorite mascara. Mine is the Voluminous Fiber Lash by L'Oreal. It has been for a few months now. I'm in love with it. I generously applied 2 coats because I am not going to be putting on false lashes. This is more of like an everyday sort of look for those who don't like wearing fake lashes. And that is the end results after 2 coats. I'm going to go in with my NYX Lip Liner Pencil in Plum and just line and fill in my lips slightly for the lipstick. Then I'm going to go in with the color Sin by MAC. It is a matte, beautiful burgundy red. You can use whatever you like, and I'm just going to fill in my lips with that color. Beware, my lips are very, very dry. They're very, I guess, crusty, as I would like to call it, but I do my best to line and shape them and get them the way I like to by patting motions. If you have that same problem, you could totally try that. And then with some concealer on a flat brush, I like to clean everything around and make sure everything is set in place and looking like perfection. And that's the finished look, guys. For those of you who really don't wear too much makeup, this is definitely a cool way to go for autumn. I hope you guys liked it, and subscribe at the end of the video. Love you guys very much. Thanks again for watching. Bye!